past 4 years were the days of worst adversities, threatening the existence and development of the Korean people every moment. The suffocation moves of the hostile forces were further intensified, and natural disasters lasted for years. To crown all, World Health Crisis, unprecedented in history, broke out in 2020. In the extreme difficulty, the Workers' Party of Korea and the government of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea held the banner of the Juche idea higher. They regarded the people as the god and ushered in a new era of the overall development of socialism by depending on their strength. The emergency anti-epidemic work was regarded as the most important of the state affairs. In order to thoroughly defend the security of the state and the lives of the people, super-level epidemic prevention measures expecting tremendous economic loss and sacrifice were taken, such as the complete blockade of the border and territorial air and waters. Major meetings of the Workers' Party of Korea were held on more than 10 occasions in 2020 alone as regards the emergency anti-epidemic work. An unprecedented miracle was wrought in the anti-epidemic work, which intercepted the inroads of the malignant virus for 2 years and 3 months. The 8th Politburo meeting of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea was urgently called on May the 12th, 2022, which was followed by the consultative meetings of the Political Bureau of the Party Central Committee held on the 14th and the 15th. The respected comrade Kim Jong-un commanded the anti-epidemic campaign with his superhuman energy and fervent love and devotion. His image was a hope and a source of confidence for the people. Medics of the Korean People's Army were committed to stabilize the supply of medicines in the capital city immediately. People turned out as one. They support the anti-epidemic policy of the party and the government in perfect unity, and virtues and affection could be felt everywhere. The goal of making the whole country a clean virus-free zone was attained in 91 days after the start of the emergency anti-epidemic struggle. The foundations of the anti-epidemic work and public health sector of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea were weak, and we were inexperienced in this work. And this country was not vaccinated even once. But Korea wrought another miracle in the anti-epidemic work even the developed countries had failed to do, and brought about a new change in building the anti-epidemic capacity of the state. It was a great victory in the anti-epidemic work brought by the political creed of the Workers' Party of Korea and the government that the people's lives cannot be bartered for anything, and when the people are in good health, there can be the party, the state, and everything on this land. It was an unheard of extreme difficulty to keep the normal life despite the global health crisis. But we advanced toward higher goals. The 8th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea and the plenary meetings and Politburo meetings of the Party Central Committee present the timely and superb orientation, goals and ways for the overall development of socialism on the basis of the most scientific and accurate analysis of the reality. The decisions were adopted at the party meetings with the demand and interests of the people as the starting point and their inexhaustible creativity as the fundamental motive force, which led the DPRK to a constant development and leap forward. Providing the working people gratis with houses built at the state expense is in fact based on huge economic loss. For the Workers' Party of Korea and the government, however, it was the most important task which can never be neglected or indifferent to even a moment to solve the housing problem of the people. This is Songhwa Street, the first entity of the construction of 50,000 flats in Pyongyang City, presented at the 8th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea. A luxury residential district for ordinary working people was built here, where there had been the residence of the great leader Kim Il-sung, the author of the Juche idea and founder of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. A model district of modern city, which is 3 times as large as Songhwa Street, was built even in the great turmoil of inroads of malignant virus since the founding of the country. Samjian City at the foot of Mount Baekdu, the sacred mountain of revolution, was completely changed as a model of local town construction. It is the most important goal of the program of rural revolution of the Workers' Party of Korea to put all the rural villages across the country on the level of those in Samjian City and make them rich and modern socialist utopia. The countryside has been changed beyond recognition. New beautiful villages have been built everywhere in this country, boasting of new civilization, and the news of people's moving into new houses is reported by mass media almost every day. Blowing is the hot wind of scientific farming. Extensive irrigation projects have been carried out across the country, providing a firm guarantee for agricultural irrigation. Those results were brought by the policy of the Workers' Party of Korea that wants to liquidate the backwardness of the countryside and provide the peasants with a civilized and happy life as early as possible. A world's leading large-scale greenhouse farm was built in over 230 days. A large-scale greenhouse farm was built in the Ryunpo area of South Hamgyong Province, once the site of an air base, forming a large farm area which intensively shows the modern civilization. The Workers' Party of Korea unfolded the blueprint of change to build a large-scale greenhouse farm like the Ryunpo greenhouse farm in every province, and thus make a substantial contribution to improving the people's well-being and change our lives. This is Gimhwa County of Gangwon Province, once a barren mountain county. The county suffered huge damage by disastrous downpour and flood in August 2020, but it has been changed into a symbol of development of local industry and into a model county all the cities and counties should follow. Such a change could be made by the deep love of the Workers' Party of Korea that intends to bring about remarkable changes in the village and region with difficult living conditions first, and thus effect a fundamental change in the improvement of the people's living. The slogan, "Long live the Workers' Party of Korea," reflects the boundless thanks of the local people to the Workers' Party of Korea, which is making selfless, devoted efforts for the good of the people, and their faith to follow the party to the end. the faces of the children have become brighter. Now that gigantic undertakings for the overall development of socialism are done, fund is more precious than ever before, but enormous investment is unsparingly made in the work for the rising generations. A system has been established to supply all the children across the country with dairy products and other nourishing foods free of charge and on a regular basis every day, and provide the best conditions for bringing them up. It is one of the most tangible changes in the life of the Korean people. It is a precious result brought by the child care policy of the Workers' Party of Korea, adopted for the country in coming 20 to 30 years, though difficult. It has become the eternal state policy of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea to supply new school uniforms and things to all the school children and students, while the state bears most of the expenses in any conditions. Remarkable successes have been made in realizing the economic strategy for consolidating the foundations for independent economy and putting our economy on the normal track, which is smoothly run despite any external influence. The Korean people have kept deeper in their hearts the faith that self-reliance is the only way to prosperity. The party and state policy to make the entire people powerful creative beings was more powerfully promoted. The great aim and ideal of the Workers' Party of Korea to usher in a new efflorescence of socialist culture and thus lead the people to civilization of Korean style in the new century have brought model entities of Korean style civilization. The national defense capability has been steadily strengthened along the new orbit of development. The war deterrent has been put on the highest plane, which can completely contain the enemy and firmly defend the peace of the Korean Peninsula and the region. The military parade held on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of the victory in the Fatherland Liberation War shows the true feature of our national defense capability, making a rapid progress. Not everybody can make a leap forward and changes in the most difficult conditions and grave situations defying the destiny of a country and nation. Under the leadership of the party and the government, however, the Korean people made the greatest success, which cannot be expressed otherwise than a miracle despite the worst conditions, with a timetable of history in their hands. They ushered in a new great era, the new era of the overall development of socialism. Indeed, the past 4 years were those days which confirmed once again the truthfulness and great vitality of the Juche idea, the eternal guiding ideology of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. greeting the 75th founding anniversary of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the Korean people write in the history of the country the truth that the cause of Juche will surely win despite any tempest, as long as there are the great leader, the great party, and the great state that are intensely loyal to the people and open a new era of history relying on them, and the great people faithful to them.